And, 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, looking at the sky, watching stars, 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, forming a line. What kind of talent is needed to write such lyrics? Compared to Lin Feng's starry mood, Su Chen's starry sky is simply a joke. Alright, I admit, I'm a fan of Su Chen. I originally came to annoy Lin Feng, but Lin Feng's music is truly amazing. If anyone still says this music isn't good, then they truly have pig oil covering their hearts, a fan of Su Chen commented. Brothers, hurry and listen to the 4th song, I Still Miss Her. This song is also incredibly good. The 5th song, Mermaid, is also incredibly good. Same as above, the mermaid's tears are a transparent world, even in sadness. These 2 lines are truly brilliant. That's brilliant. You guys listen to the 8th song, if only song title. The entire lyrics are written in such a way that I'm utterly depressed listening to it. Hahaha, my depressed friend, listen to Starry Mood later and your mood will improve. Listening to Starry Mood to get into a good mood? That makes perfect sense. Lin Feng's sales soared like a rocket, breaking through over 100 million in just half an hour, and the data continued to climb like a rocket. Doesn't anyone like the song Angel? It's so good. Right, I also really like the song Angel. It's written so well. Like a child relying on a shoulder, like tears relying on a face. You are like an angel, giving me reliance, giving me strength. Like a poet relying on the moon, like a dolphin relying on the ocean. You are an angel, you are an angel. You are my first and last paradise. Such lyrics, if you scour the entire Huaxia music scene, besides Lin Feng Dada, who else can write them? That's right, Su Chen had more fans than Lin Feng, and dozens of singers supported Su Chen behind the scenes, but one must know that the number of casual fans is the largest. These casual fans are not fans of any particular person, they simply like to listen to music. They of course knew about the heated album battle between Su Chen and Lin Feng. This morning, they first listened to Su Chen's songs and thought they were pretty good, but when they heard Lin Feng's music, Su Chen, what was he? Ha, this isn't an album PK anymore, this is completely a one-sided slaughter by Lin Feng Dada. Damn it, brothers, I highly recommend the 9th song Need Someone to Accompany. Check out Happy Worship, a duet by Lin Feng Dada and Empress Zhang Xiaoyan. Check out Lin Feng Dada's Snake Dance. This is also a duet with Empress Zhang Xiaoyan. Empress Zhang Xiaoyan's voice is so sexy and seductive. No offense, everyone, but this song made me hard. Are you a devil upstairs? You got hard listening to a song? It's not a vulgar song. 3 minutes later. Upstairs, I owe you an apology. Empress Zhang Xiaoyan's voice is too seductive. Not just you, I got hard too. Oh my god, are you two playing us? You got hard listening to a song? So, those who hadn't heard Snake Dance all purchased it and prepared to listen. Damn it, 2 brothers upstairs. I owe you an apology, I got hard too. Thus, more people began to play Snake Dance. They wanted to hear what kind of song could make someone hard. 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 For a time, the comment section for Snake Dance was filled with such words. Ye Xiaoyu's face burned red when she opened the comments. I didn't expect Zhang Xiaoyan's voice could be so alluring, but I like it, a male fan of Zhang Xiaoyan commented. Lin Feng Dada, you absolutely must make a music video for Snake Dance. Just listening to the voice made me hard. If it had a music video, it would completely take off. And below this comment, there was a uniform line of, agree. In just half a day, almost all online platforms, short video platforms, social platforms, forums, etc. were discussing Lin Feng's divinely acclaimed album. As for Su Chen's new album, who is Su Chen? Cac. Are you convinced? I just want to ask those who slandered Lin Feng Dada, after listening to Lin Feng Dada's album, are you convinced? Lin Feng's fans were truly relieved. They had been constantly suppressed and attacked by Su Chen's fans online. And when Su Chen's album was released 2 hours early, after listening to the entire album, Su Chen's fans almost rode on Lin Feng's fans' heads and defecated. But now it's different. With the quality of Lin Feng's album, anyone with working ears knows that it completely crushes Su Chen. Every song is a masterpiece among masterpieces. This made Lin Feng's fans so smug that they had no more room to walk. One by one, they started showing off on Su Chen's social media platforms. At first, Su Chen's fans would still retort, but when they heard Lin Feng's last song, they all fell silent. This song was a last-minute change by Lin Feng. Ye Xiaoyu had previously told him that she was going to the capital to attend the 70th anniversary celebration of the victory of the War of Resistance, and because Ye Xiaoyu's grandfather was also a soldier who resisted the invaders back then, the Ye Group has a foundation specifically for helping the surviving elderly heroes and improving their quality of life. What was the most important information here? Of course, it was commemorating the 70th anniversary of the victory of the War of Resistance. So, Lin Feng thought of a song. In this context, when this song came out, it was almost an existence that ruthlessly crushed everything else. This was Lin Feng's last song, named as Wish. This was Lin Feng's last song, and the reason Lin Feng placed it last was as if to cleanse the fans' fervent hearts. The gentle piano sound was melodious and long, like a spring breeze caressing one's face, giving a very peaceful feeling. After everyone's hearts had settled, Lin Feng's soft voice, tinged with a hint of sadness, slowly began to sound. You are the distant road, the lamp in the mountain mist. I am a child, walking in your eyes. You are the bright moon and clear breeze, I am the dream you cherish. Seen or unseen, it's a lifetime embraced with you. Just a few lines of lyrics made Su Chen's still clamoring fans quiet down. Because the lyrics were written like a prose poem, so beautiful, so artistic. Just these few lines immersed everyone in it. And I will love the world you love, wish for the smile you wish for. My hand I stumble as I hold yours, please lead me to tomorrow. If you once tasted my sweetness bitterly, I wish to live out your wish. May it not be in vain, may I press forward, every day in this prosperous era. And after reaching the chorus, the song was directly elevated. It expressed both respect for the heroic and fearless spirit of the martyrs and love for the current prosperous era. You are the long river of time, the sky lit by sparks. I am the gazer, I will sing you into a song. You are where I come from, and where my heart belongs. All paths in the world will meet with you. And I will love the world you love, wish for the smile you wish for. Hearing this, everyone's mood became sad, looking at their current lives, and then thinking about the hardships the martyrs endured for the freedom of the nation in the past. This song was more effective than 1,000 words in a book. Damn it, my grandpa came from that era. My grandpa passed away 2 years ago. Listening to this song makes me miss my grandpa so much. A fan of Su Chen could no longer control his emotions and left a comment. Our lives are inseparable from the martyrs who shed their blood and sacrificed their lives. A nation without heroes is a nation without hope. But what is the difference between these so-called heroes in our mouths and us? They are just ordinary people living on this land of China, just like us. Grandpa? Somewhere in the city, a girl around 20 years old took her phone and went to her grandpa's side. I'll play you a song, the girl said softly. You little girl, how could your grandpa like the songs you like? The girl's father said with a smile at this moment. I bet grandpa will definitely like it. With that, the girl played the song as wish for her grandpa to listen to. After only listening to half of it, the girl's grandpa's face was already covered in tears. Yes, he was only 15 when he joined the army back then. Why was that? Wasn't it because his nation had reached a moment of life and death? The mountains and rivers are safe, the fireworks are ordinary. Is this the view you wished for? Children, sleep soundly, as you deeply loved. And I will dream of the reunion you dreamed of, wish for the eternity you wished for. Walk the long road you walked, loving you so. I will also see the world you haven't seen, write the poems you haven't written. The moon in the sky, the thought in my heart, you are always by my side. I promise you a lifetime of clarity like your young face. And when Lin Feng finished singing the entire song, everyone was silent, even forgetting to comment, because at this moment, their hearts were filled with sorrow, mourning for the fallen martyrs. My grandpa was a soldier at that time. I played this song for him. Now my grandpa is crying so sadly. My dad is scolding me, asking if I made grandpa upset. After a long time, everyone finally emerged from this faint sadness, and someone commented. I miss my grandpa, I am going to see him tomorrow. I miss my grandma too, my grandma was a medic back then. Everyone began to miss their grandpas and grandmas, especially those whose grandpas and grandmas were soldiers from that era. And more people were repeatedly quoting, "The mountains and rivers are safe, the fireworks are ordinary. Is this the view you wished for?" Those whose elderly family members were soldiers at that time, their children would play this song for them. Some fans even voluntarily posted a message. Location: Magic City. Tomorrow is Sunday. I want to go to the Martyrs Cemetery to sweep graves. Anyone want to come along? Location. Whether it was because they genuinely wanted to visit the martyrs, or an impulsive reaction after listening to Lin Feng's song, Lin Feng's As Wish had truly gone viral, even transcending the realm of a mere song and reaching a new, unattainable height that others could only look up to. And at this moment, Su Chen's fans were truly, completely, and utterly silenced, because the impact of this song on them was simply too great. Moreover, this song sold over 100 million copies in just 1 hour, breaking Lin Feng's record for blue and white porcelain. As Wish, a song that sealed his godhood. Lin Feng's first album, Unparalleled, was officially released at 8 a.m. on December 1st. In the 2 hours since then, sales have already reached 700 million. In just 2 short hours, he had already broken the sales record of the Huaxia music industry. As for Su Chen's album, its previous sales were strong, soaring like a rocket, but now the growth trend is very slow. It should be known that he released his album 2 hours earlier than Lin Feng, and yet his sales have only reached over 400 million. This direct confrontation with Lin Feng, Su Chen lost completely. And Lin Feng, with his first album, swept all the major music charts: new song chart, album chart, sales chart, playback chart, and so on. December 1st was officially named Lin Feng Day. This shows just how influential Lin Feng's album is. This day was a day of celebration for Lin Feng's fans. On this day, these fans were incredibly smug, one by one rushing to the social media platforms of Su Chen and those music critics and singers who had previously criticized Lin Feng's music. Without any preamble, they immediately started to show off. Of course, Yang Fan's social media platform was also bombarded by Lin Feng's fans. The messages were simple, as always, just 2 words: convinced. Later busybodies calculated that, as of now, the convinced messages on Yang Fan's social media platform have reached tens of millions. The consequence of this is that even if they are not Lin Feng's fans, after browsing Yang Fan's social media platform, they will leave the 2 words convinced. In a luxurious hotel in Madu, the atmosphere was a frenzy with champagne bottles popping open. By 5 p.m. that evening, Lin Feng's album sales had already exceeded 1 billion copies. What does this mean? This has already broken the record for album sales in the Huaxia music industry. So, Ye Xiaoyu, with a grand gesture, booked an entire floor of this hotel to celebrate Lin Feng's overwhelming victory with this album. Chen Zixuan and Zhang Xian were also invited to share in this moment of victory, which was just the beginning. The entire banquet had already reached its climax. Ye Xiaoyu was looking at the online comments at this time, and the smile on his face never stopped. The lyrics of As Wish are truly poetic: mountains and rivers are safe, fireworks are ordinary. But you gaze As Wish. I don't even want to call these lyrics, they are like a prose poem. The song As Wish is truly amazing, with such lyrics and such an artistic conception. It should be in textbooks. I thought I understood Lin Feng Dada's strength before, but now I realize that Lin Feng Dada's talent is truly endless. How many people mocked Lin Feng Dada's album title Unparalleled at the beginning? Now that many people should apologize to Lin Feng Dada. This is truly an unparalleled existence. Brothers, I just went and bombarded Su Chen's social media platform. Have you gone and shown off yet? Those self-righteous people made such a big fuss targeting my idol, and what was the result? He couldn't even last a day and was directly trampled by my idol. I wonder how these people feel now. What else could they feel? I guess these people will be cowering in their corners like frightened turtles for these days, someone replied. I said, who did you guys have to provoke? Why did you have to provoke Lin Feng Dada? Did you guys get too arrogant recently, or has Lin Feng Dada lost his edge? Even if the entire Huaxia music industry is mobilized, what then? Lin Feng Dada alone challenged the entire Huaxia music industry, narrowly winning against his opponents with a slight lead of hundreds of millions. Your perspective is too small. We should actually thank Su Chen. If he hadn't jumped out like a clown, Lin Feng probably wouldn't have released an album this year, another person said. The person upstairs is right. Lin Feng hasn't released an album for half a year. If it weren't for these clowns jumping around, Lin Feng probably wouldn't have released an album to fight back. Ha 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 ha, who else wants to provoke Lin Feng I've already listened to this new song dozens of times. Let Lin Feng keep releasing new songs. This statement was a bit arrogant, but no one dared to refute it. And those music critics, seeing that the script was wrong, weren't they told that King Su Chen would be worth $2? How could he be trampled on like this? So, those music critics deleted all their previous statements and videos and then started to wildly praise Lin Feng. These people began to fawn over what was good and brilliant about Lin Feng's album. Watching these music critics flopping back and forth was like watching a clown. Ha 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 ha, do you think you're our top tier Yu Feng, flipping back and forth? Their actions naturally drew countless taunts, but no matter how much they were mocked, one thing was a fact. Their popularity began to rise. How is this routine any different from our top tier Yu Feng? Don't you dare create with him. Whose historical status is higher, Fanji or Ju Kai? I understand now. The chain is complete. Next, the Lakers will win 3 straight games and ultimately emerge victorious. This is our Yu Feng's classic line. Compared to the frantic celebration on Lin Feng's side, Tianyu Company was completely quiet. The bosses and singers of these entertainment companies sat there, truly restless. They couldn't understand how, with so many people working together and Su Chen's influence, they were defeated on the very first day. Yang Hao's face was alternating between green and pale at this moment. They had already done all this, yet they still couldn't suppress Lin Feng. Then, the future of the Huaxia music industry would no longer be theirs to command. Mr. Yang, since things have come to this, we can only accept it. My company still has some matters to attend to, so I'll take my leave first. And boss stood up at this moment and said to Yang Fan, then immediately left Tianyu Company with his singer and some producers. Immediately issue a statement that this suppression of Lin Feng was something my company was deceived into doing and had no choice but to participate in. Find the best public relations team to handle public relations. Tomorrow, come with me to Vanishing Stars. I hope we can connect with Vanishing Stars. As soon as that boss left Tianyu Company, he was already considering how to distance himself from Tianyu Company and how to connect with Vanishing Stars. He was not the only one. At this time, people successively left Tianyu Company. Eventually, only Yang Hao and Yang Fan were left in the large conference room. Damn it, Yang Hao punched the conference table in anger. At this moment, his eyes could not hide his fury, and his roar was even more hoarse and desperate. Where is Wang Dian? Yang Hao asked, looking at Yang Fan. Outside, Yang Fan said in a low voice. I'm very angry right now, let her help me cool down. And the next day, another explosive piece of news came out. Su Chen posted an announcement at 7 o'clock this morning, officially retiring from the entertainment industry. This added another touch of legendary color to Lin Feng. His first album made a generation's king retire, ending an era. Hello, is this Mr. Lin Feng? At Fengxing Entertainment Company, Ye Xiaoyu made a phone call and Lin Feng rushed over. When Lin Feng entered Ye Xiaoyu's office, he saw that besides Ye Xiaoyu, there were also a man and a woman chatting in the office. The man was about 40 years old, with a square face that looked very serious, while the woman looked only 23 or 24, with a beautiful oval face. Just as Lin Feng slowly pushed open the door and entered the room, the middle-aged man sitting on the sofa, who was looking down at documents, suddenly looked up, as if by telepathy, his gaze instantly focusing on Lin Feng. He quickly put down the documents in his hand, moving as agilely as a cheetah discovering its prey, then sprang from his seat without hesitation, a warm and eager smile on his face, and walked quickly towards Lin Feng. Hello, Mr. Lin, the middle-aged man greeted loudly, quickening his pace towards Lin Feng. When they were close enough, he extended his right hand to Lin Feng. Seeing this, Lin Feng also quickly showed a polite smile and extended his right hand to meet him. The moment their hands clasped, a friendly and cordial atmosphere filled the air. Hello, may I ask who you are? Lin Feng asked politely, his tone carrying a hint of curiosity and doubt. Hearing Lin Feng's question, The middle-aged man first laughed heartily a few times, then replied in a gentle and confident voice, "Let me introduce myself first. My surname is Qian, and my full name is Qian Zifeng. I am honored to serve as the deputy stage director for the grand event commemorating the 70th anniversary of the victory of the War of Resistance. This is my assistant Xiaoyu." As he spoke, he specifically turned sideways to introduce the young woman standing beside him to Lin Feng. The female assistant, addressed as Xiaoyu, also smiled and took a small step forward, bowing slightly and nodding to Lin Feng as a greeting. "Hello, Director Qian," Lin Feng said with a smile, enthusiastically extending his right hand again to firmly shake Director Qian's hand. Immediately after, he politely turned to Xiaoyu, who was standing beside him, and also shook her hand in a friendly gesture. Director Qian got straight to the point. "It's like this, Mr. Lin. I've come specifically to visit you, primarily to sincerely invite you to participate in the 70th anniversary celebration event 2 days from now." After speaking, he turned slightly, his gaze falling on Xiaoyu beside him. Upon hearing this, Xiaoyu understood, and quickly reached into her shoulder bag to search for something. Soon, she took out a dazzling red booklet and carefully handed it to Lin Feng. Lin Feng, full of curiosity, took the booklet and gently opened the cover, and the solemn and striking words met his eyes. "Sincerely inviting Mr. Lin Feng to attend the 70th anniversary celebration of the victory of the War of Resistance, and solemnly inviting Mr. Lin Feng to perform." Below this text, a vivid red, exquisitely crafted seal was prominently displayed, as if telling people of the importance and special nature of this celebration. "Mr. Lin Feng, are you willing to accept this sincere invitation?" Director Qian asked softly, a smile on his face, his gaze fixed on Lin Feng. At this moment, Lin Feng was already uncontrollably excited, his body even trembling slightly. His flushed cheeks from excitement, wide eyes, and slightly hurried breathing all revealed the tumultuous emotions surging within him. One must know, this was the grandest and most crucial event in the entire Huaxia region in December. How many people dreamed of participating, but were never able to as wish? Who would have thought that an ordinary person like Lin Feng would have such a rare honor, to receive such an important invitation letter? Lin Feng tried to calm himself down. He took a deep breath, attempting to suppress his heart that was almost leaping out of his chest. After slightly calming his excitement, he responded with a slightly trembling but joyful and grateful voice, "Of course I am willing. This is absolutely the greatest honor of my life. But, Mr. Lin Feng, if you have any difficulties, please feel free to tell me," Director Qian said with a smile, seeing Lin Feng's hesitation. "It's just that I'm only a singer. What kind of performance can I give?" "Ha ha ha ha, Mr. Lin Feng, that's a bit funny. A singer naturally goes on stage to sing," Director Qian said with a smile. "But I don't know what song to sing." Lin Feng was a bit anxious. He couldn't possibly go up and sing Sunny Day, could he? "Mr. Lin Feng, what's wrong with you? Just sing your own songs. This time, our director team hopes you sing the 2 songs you just released, Rice Fragrance and As Wish," Director Qian said. Yes, I'll sing these 2 songs," Lin Feng said excitedly. It's no wonder Lin Feng was so excited. This was the 70th anniversary commemorative gala, and many important figures would be present. Even that one person would personally attend. To sing for that person, who wouldn't be nervous? Actually, there were many programs for this gala. The director of the gala, after a whole day of work, returned home and happened to hear his daughter listening to Lin Feng's As Wish. After listening, the director immediately decided to add this program last minute. So, the program list was adjusted again, and Director Qian also received a last-minute notice to take the earliest flight today to the Magic City to invite Lin Feng. "Mr. Lin, since you have agreed, please make sure to come to the capital tomorrow. The official performance is the day after tomorrow, so we still need to rehearse tomorrow." "Okay, I understand. I'll take the earliest flight tomorrow," Lin Feng said excitedly. "All right then, there are still many things to handle for the gala, so we'll be leaving now. See you tomorrow." He then shook hands with Lin Feng to bid farewell. "Goodbye, Director Qian." Lin Feng shook hands with each of them. After walking a few steps, the assistant Xiaoyu quickly turned back and ran to Lin Feng, taking out a pen and paper and saying to Lin Feng, "Teacher Lin Feng, I'm your fan. Could you please sign an autograph for me?" That evening, Lin Feng went back to his parents' house and told them about the matter. Mother Lin and Father Lin were also very happy after hearing the news. "This performance should be at the Great Hall of the People, right?" Father Lin asked. "It should be, and it's said that that person will also come to watch." Lin Feng nodded, a smile on his face. "Good, good. Our brat of a son has really made something of himself, to be able to perform for that person," Father Lin exclaimed, slapping his thigh excitedly. "Brat, this is our ancestors' virtue. You must perform well and not mess up." Since Ye Xiaoyu had not returned to the capital, Lin Feng didn't need to make dinner. After eating at home, he stayed at the company with Ye Xiaoyu that night. The next morning, while it was still dark, Ye Xiaoyu hastily got up to send Lin Feng to the airport. The moment Lin Feng boarded the plane, he quickly pulled out his phone and dialed Director Qing's number, informing him that he had successfully boarded the flight. It turned out that this was something Director Qing had specifically instructed. As soon as Lin Feng set off, he had to notify him immediately so that he could arrange for someone to pick him up at the airport. Unlike many other celebrities, Lin Feng's trip was remarkably simple and low-key. He was only carrying an ordinary backpack, and surprisingly he didn't even have an assistant with him. Speaking of which, this was Lin Feng's first time flying in his life. Because of this, he was inevitably a bit flustered and at a loss during the journey. However, it was fortunate that after some twists and turns, Lin Feng finally completed the boarding procedures smoothly and without incident. It's worth mentioning that, judging by the first-class seat Ye Xiaoyu bought for Lin Feng, it seems that Ye Xiaoyu must be quite wealthy now. Otherwise, how could he bear to spend a fortune to let Lin Feng enjoy such a luxurious and comfortable flying experience? According to rumors, Lin Feng heard that flight attendants in first class could provide some special services to passengers at a certain price, according to their needs. Of course, this was just hearsay for Lin Feng, and everyone should not take it seriously, much less try it easily, or else if he was kicked off the plane, it would be none of Lin Feng's business. The journey went smoothly. Since Lin Feng was on the first flight, his flight landed smoothly at the destination airport around 9 o'clock. As Lin Feng got off the plane and walked out of the exit with his bag, a hand suddenly grabbed his wrist without warning. Lin Feng was startled, and instinctively wanted to resist and break free. However, at that moment, a low and slightly urgent voice sounded in his ear. "Teacher Lin Feng, please don't make a sound yet, quickly leave here with me." Hearing this familiar voice, Lin Feng's heart jolted, and he turned his head in confusion, discovering that the person holding him was actually Xiaoyu, the assistant director's assistant. So, Lin Feng temporarily suppressed the questions and resistance in his heart, and silently followed Xiaoyu, turning around and walking quickly towards the outside of the airport. They hurried through the bustling crowd, avoiding curious gazes. Finally, they arrived at the parking lot, and the two quickly got into the car that had been waiting there. It wasn't until the car doors closed and the vehicle started and drove away from the airport that Xiaoyu's tightly strung nerves finally relaxed a little. Sitting in the car, Lin Feng looked at Xiaoyu with a puzzled expression and asked with a smile, "Xiaoyu, what exactly happened? Why are things so secretive?" Xiaoyu, while concentrating on driving, responded with a smile, "Teacher Lin Feng, it seems you haven't fully realized your current immense popularity." She paused, then explained, "You are a veritable superstar now. If those fanatical fans outside were to discover your identity, I'm afraid we wouldn't be able to leave the airport for a while." The car sped smoothly along the elevated road. Lin Feng sat quietly inside, his gaze through the window fixed on the constantly receding scenery outside. The scene of this bustling metropolis unfolded before him like a moving scroll, but at this moment, what he was thinking about was not these beautiful sights. Originally, Lin Feng had planned to call Ye Xiaoyu immediately to inform her of his arrival when he came to the capital, but as soon as the thought arose, he hesitated. After some thought, he decided to put this idea aside for now, thinking that perhaps this way he could give Ye Xiaoyu an unexpected surprise. Thus, time quietly passed with the turning of the wheels and the fluttering of thoughts. After about half an hour, the car slowly reached its destination. When Lin Feng looked up at the towering, magnificent great hall of the people, a sense of solemnity and reverence arose within him. It stood like a giant in the heart of the city, exuding an awe-inspiring aura. "Teacher Lin, we've arrived. Please follow me this way," Xiaoyu said with a smile after steadily parking the car. Subsequently, Lin Feng followed Xiaoyu's steps into the hall. Upon entering, Lin Feng heard a melodious music, and following the sound, he saw a group of actors in splendid costumes on the stage, concentrating on an intense rehearsal. Their movements were precise and synchronized, and their expressions were focused and engrossed, as if they had completely immersed themselves in their roles. However, Lin Feng did not linger, but continued to follow Xiaoyu backstage. As soon as they arrived backstage, Xiaoyu called out to two men not far away, "Director Qian, Director Zhu, Teacher Lin Feng is here." Hearing this, the two men turned their heads. Lin Feng recognized one of them at a glance. This person was the associate director of this evening's gala, Director Qian. "Oh my, Teacher Lin Feng, you're finally here. Welcome, welcome." Director Qian's face immediately lit up with a joyful smile upon seeing Lin Feng, and he enthusiastically stepped forward to shake hands and exchange greetings with Lin Feng. Immediately after, he turned to introduce another man beside him. "Teacher Lin Feng, let me introduce you. This is the chief director of our gala, Zhu Shan, Director Zhu." "Director Zhu, Teacher Lin Feng is here." "Hello, Teacher Lin Feng." "Hello, Director Zhu." Lin Feng and Zhu Shan introduced themselves to each other, and then Zhu Shan briefly explained the arrangements for this performance to Lin Feng. "Mr. Lin Feng, because this is a live broadcast, we must strictly control the time. This performance will start at 7 o'clock in the evening, and your performance time is from 8:45 to 9:00, which is 15 minutes. This 15-minute period includes the host's introduction." After a brief chat, Zhu Shan informed Lin Feng of the content and time of his performance. The performance content consisted of his two songs, Rice Fragrance and As Wish, and the performance time at most was only 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Lin Feng roughly calculated, and then nodded, saying, "If there are no unexpected circumstances, it should be enough." After Lin Feng rehearsed 2 or 3 times, he finally managed to keep the time error to about 1 minute, which satisfied Director Zhu. The rehearsal started at noon, and by the time Lin Feng returned to the hotel, it was already past 8 p.m. Upon returning to the hotel, Lin Feng was completely exhausted. He took a shower, lay on the bed, and fell asleep almost instantly. "Xiao Tong, check if there are any night flights tomorrow. We'll head back to Magic City immediately after the performance ends." What Lin Feng didn't know was that in the room next to his, Ye Xiaoyu and Ye Xiaotong were staying. At this moment, Ye Xiaoyu had just finished showering, and wearing her pajamas, she was wiping her wet hair while speaking to Ye Xiaotong. "What's wrong, sis? Is it because you haven't seen brother-in-law for so long that you miss him?" Ye Xiaotong said with a smile. Ye Xiaoyu ignored her and sat on the bed, drying her hair with a hairdryer. Ye Xiaoyu was wearing a pink nightgown. It was very revealing. As Ye Xiaoyu sat on the bed, her long, fair legs were exposed to the air, and a good portion of her alluring chest was visible. "Oh my, sis, this nightgown is too sexy. Listen to me, when you get back, wear this nightgown at night. I bet brother-in-law won't be able to get out of bed tomorrow," Ye Xiaotong continued, seeing that Ye Xiaoyu was ignoring her. "Why wouldn't he be able to get out of bed?" Ye Xiaoyu asked, somewhat puzzled, and then, as if realizing something, she pounced on Ye Xiaotong. "You little brat, if you dare to talk nonsense again, I'll tear your mouth off." For a moment, the room was filled with endless spring-like allure, though this allure remained unknown to outsiders. To avoid any mishaps on the night of the performance, Lin Feng was called in by Director Zhu and Director Qian early the next morning for a final rehearsal. Only after all the acts had been run through did Director Zhu and Director Qian nod in satisfaction. At 6 p.m., everyone began to enter the venue in an orderly fashion. This meant the performance was about to begin. The first row was occupied by important figures and representatives of veteran soldiers. The second row was for people like Ye Xiaoyu, who had made outstanding contributions to veteran soldiers. And Xiao Tong, being Ye Xiaoyu's assistant, sat directly behind Ye Xiaoyu, right next to her. The remaining seats were for people's representatives who had made great contributions to society, as well as the family members and children of some deceased veteran soldiers. When the clock hands pointed to 7, the entire gala officially began. The hosts were Zhu Jun and Dong Qin from Hua Shiwan. These two could be said to be among the best male and female hosts in all of Huaxia. First, Zhu Jun delivered a long opening speech, followed by Dong Qin beginning the program flow. The first segment was when a certain highest-ranking person presented honorary certificates and badges to the veteran soldiers who had come to watch the performance. When those veteran soldiers went on stage, everyone stood up and applauded. After this segment concluded, the regular performance began. "You, do you know when your brother is performing?" At this moment, Father Lin, Mother Lin, and Lin Yu were watching the grand performance in front of the television, and Father Lin asked Lin Yu, "Dad, the performance has just begun. It's still early, and this time, the performance schedule wasn't announced, so I don't know when brother will be on stage," Ye Xiaoyu said while eating snacks. The performance was very exciting, at least for people of Father Lin and Mother Lin's age. But Lin Yu had no interest at all, as the difference in eras naturally led to different preferences between parents and children. Such performances were uninteresting to young people, but for the older generation, they were absolutely splendid. On this day, almost every household's parents turned on their TVs to watch the performance, while teenagers were in their rooms playing on their phones or computers. Some parents asked their children to come out and watch with them, but were met with a firm refusal from the children. This is not to say that today's young people have forgotten this period of history. Young people will remember this history in other ways, and commemorate and thank these veteran soldiers in their own ways. After several acts, the important figure was once again invited onto the stage to present awards to entrepreneurs like Ye Xiaoyu. Such an occasion was truly unsuitable for elaborate attire, so Ye Xiaoyu dressed very simply. Yet, even so, it did not in the slightest conceal Ye Xiaoyu's beautiful appearance and temperament. Out of a total of 20 entrepreneurs, Ye Xiaoyu was the only woman, yet even standing among these male entrepreneurs, Ye Xiaoyu's aura was not at all inferior. However, when that important figure walked in front of Ye Xiaoyu's aura completely vanished. Even when shaking hands with the important figure, Ye Xiaoyu's hand trembled slightly. "How old are you this year?" the important figure asked softly, holding Ye Xiaoyu's hand. "I'm 27 this year," Ye Xiaoyu replied excitedly. 27, truly the prime of youth. To have such great achievements and social responsibility at this age, it's remarkable, the important figure said with a smile. Thank you, Ye Xiaoyu said excitedly. And then perhaps due to nervousness or something else, she blurted out, "May I hug you?" The important figure was clearly taken aback for a moment, then, seeing Ye Xiaoyu's excited expression, he smiled and said, "Of course you may." Ye Xiaoyu was almost in tears. After hugging him, Ye Xiaoyu, like a child, excitedly jumped up and down. "This pretty young girl, isn't she the one who was with your brother the other day?" Mother Lin asked Lin Yu at this moment. Lin Yu nodded slightly and said, "She's really good looking. It would be great if she could be your brother's girlfriend," Mother Lin continued. "Mom, she's the youngest female entrepreneur in all of Huaxia. It would be a miracle if she liked brother," Lin Yu said helplessly. "Why is that impossible? Our rascal isn't bad either. He's even performing for that important figure. How is he not good enough for this young girl?" Father Lin also said at this moment. Lin Yu was speechless and could only continue watching the show. Speaking of which, when would her brother be back? After she finished watching, she still had to go back to her room to study. "Lin Yu, are you lying to us? Why isn't Lin Feng out yet?" At this moment, in the Fakes-in group chat, her classmates started sending messages asking. "Just wait a bit, I promise you he will be," Lin Yu said helplessly. After Ye Xiaoyu and the others left, the program continued. Time also flew by quickly with each wonderful performance, and in a blink, it was already 8 o'clock. And just at this moment, an unexpected event occurred. "What? Is Teacher Zhao all right?" His time, Director Zhu was still discussing with Lin Feng and others how to go on stage later, but suddenly received a message. Teacher Zhao, who was supposed to go on stage before Lin Feng, had fainted backstage due to heart discomfort. Teacher Zhao has already been sent to the hospital, but Teacher Zhao's time slot. Originally, Teacher Zhao had a 5-minute poetry recitation before Lin Feng, but now that Teacher Zhao was in the hospital, who would fill this 5-minute void? Teacher Zhao was rushed to the hospital, and because he received timely treatment, his life was not in danger. However, some people here were now facing a life-or-death situation. At this moment, Director Zhu was pacing back and forth in front of Lin Feng, anxious like an ant on a hot pan. Lin Feng glanced at him, then took out a pen and paper and began to write something. "How are we going to fill these 5 minutes?" Director Zhu muttered to himself as he walked. The other programs, due to their unique nature, could not be extended by 5 minutes, otherwise, it would affect the continuity of the show. Should we have Teacher Zhu Jun read another advertisement? Director Zhu suggested. No, the original plan was for Teacher Dong Qin to read an advertisement before Teacher Zhao went on stage. This would be a repeat, Director Qin replied. Then should we have Teacher Zhu Jun make up 5 minutes? Director Zhu asked again. How can he make it up? He can't, Director Qian said. Then, what the hell are we supposed to do? If such a major performance has an accident, how will we survive? Director Zhu cursed into the walkie-talkie, fuming. Why don't we ask Teacher Lin Feng? His program is the most flexible. Let's ask Teacher Lin Feng if he can help fill 5 minutes, Director Qian said from the other end of the walkie-talkie. Hearing Director Qian's words, Director Zhu quickly looked at Lin Feng. Seeing Lin Feng writing something, he hurriedly asked, Teacher Lin Feng, what are you doing? I'm writing sheet music, Lin Feng said with a smile, then handed the finished sheet music to Director Zhu and said with a smile, aren't we still 5 minutes short? I'll make up these 5 minutes for you, it's just singing one more song. Because it was live accompaniment, Lin Feng wrote out the sheet music. Accompanying without any rehearsal, and also having to stay in sync with the singer, was extremely difficult. However, the teachers invited to accompany this gala were all national-level masters, so Lin Feng had great confidence in them. Only the music, where are the lyrics? Director Zhu asked Lin Feng. Lyrics, they're all in my head, Lin Feng said with a smile. Teacher Lin Feng, this is a live broadcast. Please don't mess things up, Director Zhu said softly. All right, since Director Zhu doesn't trust me, then forget it. With that, Lin Feng was about to tear up the sheet music in his hand. No, no, no! Director Zhu hurriedly snatched the sheet music from Lin Feng's hand. Damn it, live and work, die and be done with it, let's do it. Finally, Director Zhu gritted his teeth, just one word, damn it, let's do it. And when the time reached 8:40, Teacher Zhao was originally supposed to appear after Dong Qin finished her advertisement, but now because Teacher Zhao was hospitalized, Lin Feng's performance time was moved up. Still remember you said home is the only castle, keep running along the rice fragrance river. Smiling softly, I know the dreams of childhood. Don't cry, let the fireflies lead you away, the country ballad is forever your reliance, go home, return to the original beauty tilde. Without accompaniment, some children's voices echoed throughout the venue. Children's voices are always so clean and pure, without any impurities. Immediately after, soft light appeared on the stage, and a group of children appeared in the middle of the stage. At this time, the stage was set up like a rural field, with children chasing and laughing among the golden wheat ears. Mom, Dad, Big Brother is coming out, Lin Yu said to Father Lin and Mother Lin, looking excited at the TV. Is this brother-in-law's new song? Ye Xiaoyu leaned slightly and whispered in Ye Xiaoyu's ear. Could it be? The two exchanged glances, both showing expressions of disbelief. Indeed, in the next moment, a beam of light shone on the center of the stage, and Lin Feng sat at the piano, his fingers gently gliding over the keys. Instantly, the surrounding lights brightened, and the accompaniment of rice fragrance began to reverberate throughout the venue. If you have too many complaints about this world. Lin Feng's gentle voice, combined with the children's innocent voices and the top-tier band accompaniment, elevated rice fragrance to another level. Even Lin Feng had to admit, this might be his most perfect performance yet. On the other side, some young people watching TV with their parents became a little restless when they heard the accompaniment begin. Finally, when they saw Lin Feng appear, they all exploded in excitement. Hey buddy, quickly watch Hua, she won. Why should I watch that? Are you also watching the 70th anniversary celebration? What's the point of these performances? No, Lin Feng Dada is on. Don't lie to me, how could Lin Feng Dada be at this kind of celebration? The guy said, walking out of his room into the living room. His parents were watching the performance, and he immediately saw Lin Feng playing the piano in the center of the stage. Holy cow, it really is Lin Feng Dada. The guy rubbed his eyes to make sure he wasn't mistaken, then quickly hung up the phone and sat down next to his parents. And the news of Lin Feng participating in this performance spread across the entire internet in an instant. The young people in the internet cafes immediately opened the video. Those who were holed up in their rooms went to the living room, some watched on their phones, others on their computers. Fans watching online also had an advantage. They could see real-time interaction. Lin Feng, dressed in black, was singing and playing the piano in the center of the stage, which made the Fujoshi swoon. "My husband looks so handsome in that outfit, just like a dark horse prince." "What do you mean your husband?" "That's my husband." "Rivals, draw your swords." Meanwhile, Yang Fan was furiously ranting. As soon as he heard this news, he immediately lost it. He quickly opened his phone, and sure enough, Lin Feng was passionately singing Rice Fragrance. Why can Lin Feng get an invitation? And why can he perform in that place? Damn it, damn it, damn it! Yang Fan roared, pounding the bed, shouting loudly, which scared the young woman next to him. He hadn't even said the words, "Do you submit?" Or was this person mentally unstable? Because the bed was soft, no matter how hard he hit it, his hand wouldn't hurt. But there was also a downside. Because it was soft, it also had some bounce. After Yang Fan forcefully pounded the bed, his hand bounced up and moved irregularly, hitting a certain most vulnerable part of his body. Oh, till the Yang Fan first let out a scream comparable to a world-class tenor, then covered that area and rolled on the bed, his eyes turning bloodshot. The melodious and captivating tune, like a clear spring, slowly flowed into the entire auditorium. Each note seemed to possess life, lightly leaping and dancing, weaving together a beautiful and unparalleled movement. And just then, Lin Feng's slender fingers gently pressed the piano keys, playing the last few notes. As these notes fell, the entire song Rice Fragrance came to a perfect close. In an instant, the entire venue fell into a suffocating silence. People seemed to still be immersed in the dreamlike musical world they had just experienced, unable to extricate themselves. However, after only a moment, like a sudden spring thunder, thunderous applause erupted. The applause was like surging waves, one after another, echoing throughout the entire auditorium. In this ocean of enthusiastic applause, one person's performance was particularly striking. She was Ye Xiaoyu. She was seen clapping her hands desperately, her face brimming with extreme excitement and emotion. At this moment, she had completely transformed into a devoted fan of Lin Feng, her heart filled with admiration and love for her idol. To be able to personally hear Lin Feng's wonderful live performance was, for Ye Xiaoyu, like a miracle of a dream come true. If it weren't for this solemn place, and if the person on stage wasn't her brother-in-law, she probably would have long since been unable to contain her restless heart and shouted, "Lin Feng da, I want to have your babies." Damn it, I just got here, why is it over? Meanwhile, online, a group of Lin Feng's fans had just opened Ye Xiaoyu, only to find that Lin Feng had already finished his song. This gave them a feeling of having lost millions. Lin Feng calmed his emotions, let out a deep breath, and then once again moved his hands, gliding over the piano keys. As agreed with Director Zhu earlier, Lin Feng would sing two songs, Rice Fragrance and As Wish. As the music began, the children gathered around Lin Feng, softly singing along to the rhythm of the music. The lingering sound echoed, ceaseless. Children's voices are always the purest. And the purer something is, the more it can move people's hearts. Just at the prelude, Ye Xiaoyu felt a slight sting in her nose. The beginning featured Lin Feng's gentle singing, while the chorus was sung by the children. At this moment, the audience in the venue in front of their televisions, computers, phones, radios, and pagers were all utterly captivated. And when the chorus ended, and the music continued, the large central screen suddenly lit up. Images from the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, depicted in various forms, flashed before everyone's eyes like a carousel. Have we in the future achieved victory? At this moment, on the screen, a young soldier, appearing to be around 20 years old and dressed in a military uniform, softly asked. This was, of course, not an image from that time. It was enacted by modern people, but the words he spoke were likely what those soldiers of yesteryear wanted to ask in their hearts. Are we in the future living well? Amidst Lin Feng's singing, another young soldier appeared on the big screen, his eyes filled with longing for the future as he softly asked. Have we in the future become powerful? Hammer shifted, revealing another young soldier. We in the future have won, we have defeated all enemies, China has awakened, and the days of being bullied will never appear again. Our living conditions in the future are very good, and we no longer have to worry about food and clothing. We in the future have become very powerful, We have the strongest naval, land, and air forces in the world, and no one dares to look down on China anymore. In the venue, within the images, no one answered the questions of these young soldiers. But on the online bullet comments, in the live broadcast's comment section, countless netizens were constantly answering the questions of the ancestors on the screen, like a conversation spanning time and distance. What will our China in the future look like? The camera shifted again, and another young soldier asked. And as he asked this, Lin Feng happened to sing, "The mountains and rivers are unharmed, the fireworks are ordinary. Is this the view you wished for?" No words were needed. This was the best answer. And the bullet comments were densely packed with, "The mountains and rivers are unharmed, the fireworks are ordinary." At this moment, the venue was silent, with only the questions from the ancestors of the past to their descendants on the screen, and Lin Feng's gentle voice. Ye Xiaoyu hugged herself, watching the stage, tears continuously flowing from her eyes. This scene, who knows how many viewers in front of their televisions, computers, phones, and pagers, were moved to tears, listening and crying. Damn it, I never expected it to be so moving. Not only the guests on site cried, but even Director Zhu backstage couldn't help but wipe away tears. He truly hadn't imagined that a sudden idea of his would resonate with so many people. "No, I can't cry anymore or my makeup will be ruined." A female actress, scheduled to appear right after Lin Feng, was at this moment fanning her tear-filled eyes, softly saying. When the entire song ended, Lin Feng's fingers played the last note, and the final figure appeared on the screen. That figure looked only 15 or 16 years old, but his face was covered in dust, and his body bore several wounds. His eyes stared blankly around, then through the screen at Lin Feng and the others in the future. After a long time, he asked in a very low voice, slowly, "In the future, will anyone still remember us?" Finally, the screen went dark, followed by the stage lights extinguishing. It was as if giving everyone a moment to compose themselves. And at this moment, the last question still echoed in everyone's hearts. In the future, will anyone still remember us? Everyone fell into deep thought. Their generation should not forget them, but there was a very obvious situation. The young people of this era seemed to know much less about film and television dramas of this theme and related knowledge than their parents' generation. In some textbooks, the deeds of those martyrs were also gradually decreasing. So what about the next generation after another 100 years? A gala commemorating the 70th anniversary of the victory of the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression was being held here now, but what about 100 years from now? After 100 years, will anyone still remember them? A nation without heroes is an unfortunate nation, but what if a nation even forgets the names of those heroes, the deeds of those heroes? Then, does that nation still have hope? Originally, Lin Feng should have been able to step down by now, but because Teacher Zhao couldn't go on stage earlier, Lin Feng still had to buy another 5 minutes for Director Zhu. He took a deep breath and glanced at the band leader, who also looked at Lin Feng. Nodding at each other, Lin Feng once again began to play the piano. The piano sound, like flowing water, seeped into everyone's hearts, and the next moment, other instruments suitably joined in. When the prelude ended, Lin Feng began to sing softly. That year you and I were the same age, young like a raw, green song. But to create that new world in your dreams, you turned and hurried into the wind and rain. I see millions of adorable you, rushing headlong into the depths of the smoke without looking back. How many youthful figures disappeared into the night in exchange for the dawn? Suddenly, the internet exploded. Oh my god, I haven't heard this song before. Is it Lin Feng Da's new song? It's so beautiful, and the lyrics are absolutely brilliant. I never expected to hear Lin Feng Da's new song here. At once, Lin Feng's fans went wild. The concept of the lyrics was amazing. As a modern person, Lin Feng was having a cross-temporal conversation with those ancestors. He was telling those ancestors how beautiful their new lives are now, and also telling them how much modern people miss them, and thanking them for dedicating their youth and lives to the new Huaxia of today. I look up at the starry sky you once saw meeting again through 100 years of time and space. That smile before you turned away, I understand it all. I look up at the starry sky you once saw, the land beneath our feet has changed its time and space. That touch of red you left swaying in the wind, it's in my heart, in my heart. And the lyrics of the chorus further enriched the song's theme. The line "I look up at the starry sky" you once saw has a similar meaning too. People today do not see the moon of ancient times, but the moon today once shone on ancient people. Raising my hand, I speak the same oath. Your smile is so clear between black and white. You said you never regretted dedicating your life to this vast land. How I wish I could reach out and embrace you tightly, to tell you everything has settled. How beautiful is that new world you dreamed of in those years. Lin Feng's song continued, but it caused a huge uproar online. Firstly, because Lin Feng sang a new song again, and secondly, because Lin Feng's new song expressed patriotic sentiment and remembrance for the martyrs. Through this song, people seemed to see such a scene. In that era, danger struck like a storm, and people were all hiding from the downpour, hoping to find a safe shelter. However, there was a group of people who resolutely rushed into the wind and rain, using their flesh and blood to create barrier after barrier for others. After those people died, their blood mixed with the rain and gradually faded. However, the flower of hope, watered by the blood, slowly bloomed at this moment. This song and his wish seemed to echo each other, merging into one. Although both songs have a soft style, they can ignite the deep patriotic sentiment and passion within people's hearts. Some say music is not just music, it can also be a form of power. For example, the lyrics of Rice Fragrance are meant to encourage people to live well. Some also say music is like a bridge that can build friendship between two people. Some also say music is like a thread that can draw people closer. And Lin Feng's song, like a certain medium, made people feel that Lin Feng was not singing at this moment, but rather speaking to those martyrs, telling them everything about this era and this country. Telling them that this country, and the people of this country, would not, could not, and dared not forget them. Music is not just music. Music is music. After Lin Feng finished singing, he silently stood up, bowed deeply to the audience, and then left the stage. The important figures in the audience, as well as the famous entrepreneurs, all stood up and applauded Lin Feng's wonderful performance. How was it? Was the performance smooth? How many minutes did you buy back? Off stage, Director Zhu personally came to greet him. Lin Feng asked Director Zhu while changing his clothes. The performance was very successful. I never expected your performance to generate such a huge response. This has greatly exceeded my expectations. Director Zhu paused here and then continued, and we bought back a lot of time, almost 4 minutes, which makes our subsequent scheduling much more flexible. That's good, Lin Feng nodded, and then, under the arrangement of the staff, came to the area below the stage in the venue. There were still some seats below the stage, which were specifically prepared for performers to continue watching the subsequent programs after their performances. Ye Xiaoyu turned her head at this moment and just happened to see Lin Feng sitting down. Lin Feng also noticed Ye Xiaoyu at this time and smiled slightly at her. He's still so damn handsome. Ye Xiaoyu couldn't help but feel her heart flutter. She didn't know what was wrong with her. Lately, whenever she saw Lin Feng, she felt a slight flutter, a feeling she had never experienced before. The performance continued, but the young people online were no longer interested in watching it. At this time, everyone was discussing Lin Feng's performance, especially the last song he sang. That song was truly beautiful, and most importantly, it was a new song. So, everyone rushed to Lin Feng's social media platform, begging for the new song to be released. It was fortunate that Lin Feng only opened this platform for the previous verbal sparring with Su Chen. He usually didn't even log in. Otherwise, the dense private messages would probably give Lin Feng a fright. What's wrong? In a luxurious mansion, Heavenly King Su Chen's wife saw Su Chen sigh and came to his side to ask. Lin Feng has released another hit song. It's truly no injustice to lose to him, Su Chen said with a sigh. This Lin Feng is truly terrifying, as if his talent is inexhaustible and endless, Chen Zixuan's husband said to Chen Zixuan after listening to Lin Feng's performance. Fortunately, I retired from the music industry, otherwise, encountering such a genius, I would probably be relegated to mediocrity, Chen Zixuan said with a smile. For a time, Lin Feng's performance sparked a huge discussion online. Chen Zixuan and Zhang Xian expressed their views immediately. What was unexpected was that even Su Chen, who had been defeated by Lin Feng and subsequently retired from the music industry, also spoke out on his social media platform. expressing remembrance for martyrs through popular songs, and being able to evoke such a strong resonance throughout the entire Huaxia music scene. Only Lin Feng can achieve this. The evening party started at 7 p.m. and didn't end until 11 p.m. After the party, there was a banquet, which was held to entertain